Welcome. Namaste. Good morning. This is morning time. I will also say good evening to the viewers who are in the other part of the world. So, welcome here. I am here to congratulate all the women, all the females, all the feminine energy on this beautiful day, 8th of March, a very happy International Women's Day. A very happy International Women's Day. So, women, as we all know, that there are many stages this one form of the woman has to go through. The woman plays different roles at different stages of our life. The woman has many roles. How many? She's a mother. She's a sister. She is a daughter. She is a daughter-in-law. Then she is in a occupation where she represents herself as an entrepreneur or work in the corporate world or work at so many different facets, which is in the current current era. So I'm here today to share what are the important things in Ayurveda that are specifically meant for the woman. It's not like men cannot use this. Yes, men can also use these important herbs, but they are very well mentioned to use on the daily basis for women's health and wellness. Yes, we all go through the many stages, The woman becomes, go through the pubertal changes, then she go through the hormonal changes, then she becomes, go through sometimes the pregnancy related changes in the body. So there is always the requirement in the female body, which is very well maintained by the food, which is known as a tila. Tila means sesame. So sesame seeds are like a boost to the feminine energy. Sesames are mentioned to consume on the daily basis. If you are allergic to it, no. But Ayurvedically, we use a sesame seed at least 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons on the day-to-day basis. Yes, specifically in Ayurveda, we have used the black sesame seeds and brown sesame seeds. They are the best to consume. I know that in our cultural thing, we do not prefer the black sesame seeds because it has used at a specific place, which is connected with the rituals where when a person is died, But for the health purpose and for the wellness purpose, for a female, brown sesame seeds are the best, and black is also preferable. But again, look for your cultural thing. Understand what your family rituals are, and then you can use these seeds 1 tablespoon to 2 tablespoons on the daily basis. And the best way to use it, you need to know how to use it for the better consumption, better absorption, better assimilation, and better use of it, So sesames, the very important thing about this seed, sesame, because sesame is used in Ayurveda, maybe 80% of the part of Ayurveda comes from the sesame, sesame oil, and most of the Ayurvedic doctors in the world, most of the Ayurvedic followers, most of the yoga lovers, most of the yoga teachers, most of the yoga therapists, they know this word nowadays, the tila. The tila or the sesame seeds or the sesame oil is kind of a king of all the oils on the therapeutic use, king and queen, right? So it's one of the best Ayurvedic oil to use it on the daily basis. And specifically, we are talking today and cherishing today and uplifting today to our women's health. Okay, so today is a special talk only for our women's globally, nationally as well as internationally. So sesame seed is very good. It is always used in the traditional recipes, traditional traditional methods, and then in Ayurveda, as an Ayurvedic doctor, I use sesame for day-to-day concept of massage, which is called it as a abhyangam. So sesame is a oily as well as it has a hot potency. Okay, so sesame seeds are supposed to be eaten in a soaked form. Okay, soaked means you need to soak them at least 3 to 6 hours before you consume them. Okay, then the absorption, the vitality, the potency of this nut, right? Sesame seeds comes in the pods, like have you seen the pods of the the peas, pods of the beans, so sesame comes in the pods and they are inside, so sesame is like it's snigdha in quality as well as ushna virya. That means it's oily in nature as well as it has a potency which is called it as a hot potency. So in Ayurveda we use this sesame seed for the sesame oil for the massage purpose, for balancing the vata doshas in the body, and for balancing if you are suffering with restlessness, if you are suffering with anxiety, if you are suffering with pain in the body, and if you are suffering with skin conditions, if you are suffering with psychological disharmony, and if you are suffering with arthritis, if you're suffering with pain, if you're suffering with inflammation, then sesame is definitely used on the external level of the body in the form of the oil or in the form of the paste or in the form of the kalkas or in the form of the applications, or even for the beauty purpose. Sesame is used for many reasons. So friends, sesame is a boon to the female health. It is the best friend for a female, and it is one of the best nut to be consumed. It is safe unless if you are allergic, do not use it. If you are suffering with the nut allergies, do not use it. But if you are sure about your health and wellness, then in Ayurveda we have used sesame seeds for day-to-day consumption, okay? So sesame is good for our hair. Sesame is sesame oil, like in Ayurveda, and you might have always observed my live videos and my live sessions about the this is a point, third eye point in Ayurveda, that we use the continuous flow of oil in this area, and that therapy is called it as a Shirodhara therapy. This therapy is called it as Shirodhara. That means it's a continuous flow of oil on your third eye. And when we use this sesame oil to do this Shirodhara, in Ayurveda, we use the sesame oil for therapeutic purpose when people are suffering with tension headaches, migraine, when people are suffering with dryness in hair, dandruff in hair, diseases of head here, or external diseases of head like a dandruff, and people are suffering with the flakes, the skin diseases, psoriasis, eczema on the skin. So for these conditions, we use the sesame oil third eye therapy. Now, and this therapy is one of the boon to the people who are suffering with sleep disturbances or sleep issues or sleep challenges, or people who cannot sleep at all. They have very minimal sleep, they cannot sleep like a baby, or they cannot sleep like a sound sleep, deep sleep. And when do you feel the deep sleep in the body is like when you have a good production of alpha waves in you. So this therapy, the third eye therapy with the sesame seed oil or sesame oil, or the applications of certain herbal applications on the different parts of the body for certain conditions and certain diseases in the body, we have used sesame seeds. It is a very good source of fiber. As if you are suffering with constipation, if you are suffering with a dryness in the colon area, and you are not evacuating on the day-to-day basis, and if you are not able to clean your bowels once in a 24 hours, at least once, twice is okay, not more than that, so 2 times eating and 1 time bowel movement in 24 hours, then it is recommended in the constipation. Okay, it's a good source of fiber. It is a very good support for our bones in the body. Okay, so bone tissue which forms in the body after the proper digestion in the food, it is a fifth tissue, as in rasa rakta mamsa meda asti. It's a fifth tissue in the body. It gets nourished. The fifth tissue in the body gets nourished very well with the sesame seeds. Okay, so sesame is a boon. Again, today's topic is a woman's health. Woman's health. So we are talking the best friends for the woman, and how Ayurveda sees woman at so many different stages, and there are certain things at certain stage Ayurveda has for our feminine energy in the body. Again, many diseases in the body, the main cause in my practice I have seen as an Ayurvedic consultant, that inflammation is one of the reason why people do suffer with many conditions in the body. So in Ayurveda, the first thing comes in is rogaha sarvepi mandegno. That means every imbalance in the body or every disease in the body, as per the Ayurvedic pathology, it starts from slow digestion. Digestion, the fire within you, the metabolic fire, the digestive fire, when it is less in you, then you are going to have the formation of undigested food. The undigested food creates the channels, clogs, and inflammation, blockages in the body. So we use sesame seeds in the form of the food also to reduce inflammation, because when there is an inflammation in the body, our cellular activities, we in Ayurveda called it as a koshika. Koshika means cells in the body, and peshi means the tissues in the body. So cells and tissues, as per Ayurvedic pathology, these are the first steps to start towards the downside of our health. So, inflammation. So, sesame is used to reduce the inflammation in the body, and because of the hot potency of the sesame, the channels, this is like a tube, or these are like a channels in the body, okay, tunnels in the body. So if this is a circulatory channel, then the blood is traveling through this. If this is a lymphatic channel, then lymph is traveling through this, okay. So when the things are traveling through the channels, because of the inflammation, because of the clogs, because of the channel blockages, the things will not flow freely. The things, the nourishing factors or the energy or the vitality, the nutrients, they will not flow properly through the channels. So in that case, Ayurveda recommends sesame seed again. You can use the sesame seeds to open up the channels, to cleanse the channels and reduce the accumulated stuff which is on the walls of the channels. That is called it as a stroto avrodh in Ayurveda. So this is to clean up the channels in the body, okay. So open up the channels, clean up the channels. It will help to calm down or get rid of or reduce the meda sanche, which is like the fatty accumulations around the channels in the body. So this is used to reduce your meda dhatu in the body, or your, in the modern term, you can similarly go a little bit close to the concept of cholesterol in the body. Okay. And then this is very good to get rid of your triglycerides, your cholesterol in the body. So sesame is very nice, as it has a hot potency. You need to know the properties of the food. You need to know the properties of the rasavirya vipak, which is mentioned in Ayurveda about each and every food content. So it's very good to lower the bad cholesterol in body, okay. So sesame comes in many forms, specifically white sesame, brown sesame, black sesame, okay. There are so many variations. You will find sesame in the market easily. From the childhood in India, in my farm we cultivate sesame. So I have seen the brown one from my childhood. So every time in the house, we will take a fistful of sesame and we will eat it with a sugar candy, called it as a khadi shakkar, sugar candy. Okay, that's a crystal form of the sugar, and that is a little bit different. That's a more cooling compared to the acidic nature. Okay, so it's a cooling sugar, and sesame is one of the favorite combination of mine from my childhood. So sesame is a nice treat to give it to our kids as a treat of our replacing the sugars, which are like chocolate forms and all the colorful forms what we offer to our kids. The colors in the food, the colorful nature, chemistry in the food, Again, this is a nice oil to consume through the food form also. So external application, external ways, and external healing I shared with you. But at the same time, it has taken internally through the food form also. But as an Ayurvedic doctor, I do not prefer it in the cooking form, because there are many reasons why we do not use in the cooking form. Okay, in Ayurveda, we have always used sesame for the therapeutic purposes. I hope you are understanding what I am trying to share here. Now, as we are going through this pandemic and many challenges on the environmental level, as we are going through so many tenseful atmosphere around us from last 1 year, and this is something where our immunity is playing a very important role. And sesame is recommended in Ayurveda to enhance our roga pratikara kshamatya, roga pratikara shakti, that, and it builds the Vedic kshamatva. That means it helps us to enhance our immunity in the body. It is a good source of calcium, it's a good source of fiber, it's a good source of protein as per the modern science, and we all know the benefit, the ways of getting the nutritional values of sesame. So sesame is full of magnesium, iron, calcium, fiber, potassium, sodium. There are many nutrients, nutritional factors. So I use sesame in so many different variations. I use in the seed form. I do not use the oil form in my cooking, but I use it in the food form. Food is recommended in Ayurveda. Okay, you can consume the sesame seeds in the food form, and the best one, as if you are a pitta person, then always you soak the sesame seeds before you use them. It's good to eat, it's good to be eaten in the soaked form. And then, as it is a rich in vitamin A, vitamin E, everybody talks about the vitamin deficiency nowadays, zinc and thiamine and all of this, then sesame is one of the best to use it. It's very easily available, but I will tell you why you need to eat sesame in a specific way. Specific way, because it has effects on our doshas. It is a madhura. Madhura means sweet in taste. Have you eaten sesame? How many of you have eaten the sesame seeds? Do you know how the sesame seeds looks like? Have you seen and observed the sesame? There are so many variations of sesame seeds available in the market. I hope all of you have enjoyed the sesame seeds because this is a Vata balancing food. Vata balancing food. Okay, it's a light food. It's a food with the oil. Rich. If you pinch the sesame, just like if you just give a slight pressure on the sesame, you will feel the oily qualities of it. So this is Tikta and Madhura in taste. So Tikta means bitter and Madhura means sweet. Then it has a hot potency, which means Ushnavirya, hot potency. So potency is the key, and potency is very important to know about the sesame and about each food. You need to know the rasavirya vipak. And in Ayurveda, we have always praised in our Ayurvedic pharma, which is called as Dravya Guna, the subject what we learn in our medical schools of Ayurveda, that you need to understand the rasa virya vipak. Rasa means the taste of the food, virya means the potency of the food, and vipak means what this food can bring it on our body after the post-digestion effect. Not we are talking about digestion. The effect of the food after the digestion, what it brings for our body. And that vipaka, that therapy or that concept is very important as an Ayurvedic doctor to share with the client, that which food is going to help you, which food is suitable for you, which food is going to help you to balance your true nature, your body type, or sustain your health, which is called it as a preventative approach in Ayurveda. And this preventative approach is nothing but, it's called it as a swasthya. Swasthya. Swasthya means health. And in Ayurveda, we have always praised the swasthasya swasthya rakshanam. That means preserve the health of the healthy person. This is the first objective of Ayurveda. This is the first motto of Ayurveda. And in this motto, as an Ayurvedic practitioner, I have always given the huge importance in my practice in the United States that your food matters. Your food heals. Whatever you sow, you reap. Whatever you give, you get the results. So, your food is your total health. In Ayurvedic concept, this is called it as figuring it out the causative factors for formation of disease in your body. And this is called it as a nidana. Nidana parivarjan is the line of treatment in Ayurveda. So once the Ayurvedic doctor will know what is the causative reason, what is bringing this imbalance in you, and what are the reasons this or the food, the lifestyle, and your way of living and your sleep, what are the contributing factors which are increasing your disease? And that's where the line of treatment in Ayurveda comes in regarding the body type maintenance. In the body type maintenance, health of the healthy person is the first motto, and then the management of the disease. Aturasya vikara prashamanam cha. This is another stanza of the phrase. That means you use, or Ayurveda is good to maintain if you are suffering with physical, mental, spiritual, and emotional challenges or pain in the body. So this is meant for the preventative approach. At the same time, this is meant for the disease management, disease healing approach. So Ayurveda is a science where we think about maintaining the health of the healthy person by offering the seasonal regimen or the seasonal detox or seasonal panchakarma programs, where we try to preserve the first thing. Preserve, maintain. It's like maintaining the body. We all have a vehicle in our house, right? Not one. I think every household has 3 to 5 minimum vehicles, and out of which maybe every month or once 2 to 3 times in a year, we take this vehicle to the car maintenance or to the maintenance center, where we go and check whether the tire is good in quality, whether the pressure is okay, whether the cooling agent in the vehicle is perfect, whether the battery is operating well. We always look for our machines, and we take care of them, and we take them to the servicing center, and we will make sure that, okay, my car is supposed to run very well. Okay. But this maintenance of this physical body, or the maintenance of this body, which is precious. There is no price of this physical body, right? How many times we go and take care or do some pampering to ourselves, or we do some health concept or the concepts of maintenance of our physical body, maintenance of our mental body, maintenance of our emotional body, and maintenance of our even the psychological body. So this is what Ayurveda says, that Ayurveda is a science of maintenance. Ayurveda is a science of self-discipline. Ayurveda is a science of disciplined lifestyle. Ayurveda is a science of about your uniqueness. Because all the trillion, I will say trillion because we will go, after some time, we'll be from billion to trillion, we will become. So every person is a unique person in Ayurveda. You are so special in Ayurveda because your Prakriti plays a very important role. Your Prakriti, which is your physical body constitution and your psychological body constitution, this is called it as a dosha Prakriti, and this is called it as a manasika Prakriti in Ayurveda. They are very important to know, and you need to know who you are. You need to know what is your basic constitution. You need to know what are the best logical things that suits to your body type, that suits to your body type, whether water is good for you, whether too much water is bad for you. It goes as per the Prakriti, because water is water. Water is a nectar of life, right? But this water can be a poison to someone. Okay, that is where you need to understand who you are. What are your imbalances at the current time, And then as per that, the Ayurvedic logics will come in play to guide you. Because every food is good and every food is bad. It depends on how much and the way we are eating it. Okay, water is health, or water is nectar, but this water can be a poison too if certain conditions, certain diseases, and people suffering with certain conditions, they are drinking it. Atembupana ati matreta varjayat. This is the sentence this is a phrase in Ayurveda, that you should not do the Atembupan. Atembupan means drinking the excessive water is not recommended in Ayurveda. I hope you will remember this. Atembupan ati matreta varjayat. Atembupan means ati means excessive, ambu means water. So excessive water is contraindicated in Ayurveda. You just drink what is your body's thirst call is. Okay? Excessive anything is not meant for maintaining the balance of the person. So this is what the our sesame seed can do for us. So this is the first thing on the Women's Day special. I will say that in Ayurveda, sesame seed can be your best friend from the food. Okay, that's why you can eat the sesame seeds in the laddu form, along with the jaggery, along with some spices. So combinations also plays very important role because for the absorptions of these foods in the body easily. So proper combinations has to go through. The food has to go through the proper transformations, proper sanskaras, and proper ways of offerings to the body. So sesame is done. You can use it with the jaggery, some of the spices like cinnamon, cardamom. Then there is a way of making it like a nice laddu out of it, or you can make the chutneys out of it, you can make the pastes out of it, and then you can use it on the bhakri, or you can use it on the different Indian breads, So there is so many different ways you can use it, the sesame. So that's why the best friend for a woman is your friend from your kitchen, from your Ayurvedic kitchen, or the medicinal kitchen, or the lab of medical science in your kitchen is your sesame seeds. There is so much about sesame seeds that I can talk hours and hours and hours, but I will stop here and I will go on the second thing which is recommended in Ayurveda. And this second thing is very important to use it also as a one of the rejuvenator for the female body. Rejuvenators, their act is totally different on the physical body. So Shatavari, Asparagus racemosus, this is the Latin name of Shatavari. Shatavari is used as the best female friend. Best female friend. Okay, so many times in my practice, I have observed that my clients says like, Dr. Patki, I'm a PhD in Ayurveda. And I was like, wow, I'm glad to know. No, but I'm a PhD in Google. I'm a PhD in Ayurveda by Google. I'm a PhD in Ayurveda by YouTube. And that's how they get connected with Ayurveda, and then they start looking at all these herbs, and then they order it online and they start taking it on their own. So Ayurveda is a very common science for people to read online and start taking the stuff, imagining that herbs never has side effects on the body, and they start taking on their own by figuring it out what is best for them. And this is how, in today's time, with the social media, with the presence of Ayurvedic knowledge on the social platform, many people and many of my clients, they take like all these Ayurvedic herbs, like just pop it out, pop in. So many of them are their own doctors. Many of them, they use their things. And I have one case to share here. Like last month, I had a client who did even panchakarma on its own. And he took a rectal basti, he took a rectal enema on its own, and his enema quantity was like 10 times more than what an Ayurvedic doctor can think of. And because of that, he had a lot of side effects, and then he was scared, and that's why he came to see me. And he was a client of rheumatoid arthritis. So he took an enema 10 times more, and he said, where did you get this information? And he is in IT, and he's, all those, in current time, anybody can go and Google, and anybody can get all this information. And this gentleman, instead of taking it from the orally, he took it from the rectum. Rectum is like from where your potty comes out. So for the people who are non-medicos here on my live, so he took the enema on its own, like he thought that, oh, I know everything about Ayurveda. And then he started suffering. He was like, I was in a hell pan. I really don't know how and what exactly I messed up. And then I said, sir, I'm glad that you're aware of Ayurveda, you are passionate about Ayurveda, and you are very much into Ayurveda. You want to use this because everybody talks like, go on the Google, do the YouTube research, and do read here and there on all the medical sites. Maybe India is less present on the social platform about Ayurvedic material than rest of the world. That's what I feel. And everybody uses the self ways of treating themselves from Ayurveda. I think Ayurvedic people doesn't have to go to the medical schools, because we go to medical school for 4+ years. We spend like 8,000 hours of schooling in India. We practice under our Guru Shishya Parampara. We practice under our seniors, not to understand the bookish knowledge, but to understand the practical approach of Ayurveda. Because one thing is good for one person and in one condition and for a specific body type, then it will not be the same for the other person. And this is the base in Ayurveda. That's why this science is so unique, and why this science is still alive from last 5,000 years plus. It is an evergreen science. This science will keep going on. This is a time-tested science. because there are so many ways. There are hundreds of ways of looking at the person. There are so many different ways of healing person. There are so many different ways of bringing the harmony back into the mind, body, and soul health. That is what Ayurveda offers to this journey. So Ayurveda, even if it looks like it's a very easy and simple way, most of my clients, like, I take ashwagandha, I take this, I take that. It's very common in my practice that every client is more PhD in Ayurveda than me having Ayurvedic knowledge. It's good to have a knowledge, but it's bad to self-imply it. And I have observed this last month, that this gentleman who works for the share market here in New York City, he travels in between the two. RTP is an area in our area, which is a triangle area. He came to see me because he went to the Washington DC to see another practitioner, and he was not pleased. So he was looking for some authentic Ayurveda. And then he said, Dr. Patki, you have a spa in your business name. So I thought like it's a general spa. Then I have explained him that, when I came to North Carolina, Ayurveda was a very unknown science. Ayurveda was not a known known science to people in my community. So that's why I use this word spa in my business, so that I can connect to my local people. I can connect to my community over here. And that's why I kept the Ayurveda Healing Spa instead of Ayurveda Healing Wellness Center. Many of my clients always tells me, this is not a spa, Dr. Patki. And it's like, I know, I understand. But my motto is to connect my local community, to connect my local people as well as my national as well as my international people. And with this, it's my great pleasure to connect with this spa word in my practice to my local community. So that's why I have this word in my practice. But anyways, we do more beyond the spa services, because I practice everything from Ayurveda for a unique approach through the body work, through the lifestyle changes, through the art of Ayurvedic nutrition, through the teaching the therapeutic yoga, therapeutic meditation, therapeutic mantra therapy, therapeutic healing therapies. I offer everything what is required to that client depending upon their condition in the body. So friends, the second one, Shatavari. Now coming to the Shatavari, this is the best female friend, and as today is an International Women's Day celebration, I see every woman, not only from this era, from the long time era, the women are always very powerful. They are always strong, they are powerful, they are magnificent, they have tremendous courage, they have tremendous power, and they are multitasking. How many of you agree that women can multitask? Right? And I'm happy that the whole globe celebrate this day as a International Women's Day. Being a woman, I'm very proud to share my views about this platform today, that globally, today's woman is doing so many rules, offering so many different variations in our social life, in our political life, in our corporate life, and we see women everywhere in current time, right? But this was not very recent. This is always there. This is always there in our communities, but it's not just seen by the other genders in the body. So this is a very beautiful like equality. This year, we are seeing that today's woman is like a Shiva Shakti. It's always with the female energy is equal to the male energy. Shiva and Shakti. So Shatavari is a powerful tonic to the female Shakti. Shatavari is a powerful herb mentioned because of its benefits, and it's very useful to reduce the accumulations of the blocked channels or accumulations on the arterial level, which is called it as a dhamni pratiche, or which is called it as a accumulation of fat or cholesterol in our body. And then it also helps to enhance the digestive power. Shatavari is a best female friend. So all the female disorders, a transition from the baby to the puberty to the adult life to the old life, right? Every time this is a best friend. There are ways of taking it. There are specific ways of taking it, and there are specific catalyst. It's called it as a, what do you call a catalyst? Anupana in Ayurveda. So you need to know the good Anupana, good ways of taking Shatavaris. Along with Shatavari, what you need to take inside is very important, because the absorption depends on the catalyst of the Shatavari. So definitely you can use Shatavari for its best effects on the female body, premenstrual syndrome or menopause. This is another great time I have used in my practice, that I offer it to, I tell my clients that, this herb can go very well for this condition. And if you are interested, you can look for this. And Shatavari, I have observed that my clients feel awesome with these herbs. They are comfortable taking it. They're very happy to take this, and they use this herb for their health and wellness, to preserve their feminine energy, to boost their feminine energy, because every herb has a profound effect on the body if it is taken in a proper way. So Shatavari is one of them, Asparagus racemosus, and this herb is the boon to the female health, Shatavari. I still remember this plant. My teacher used to always take us to the mountain in India. I'm from Pune, by the way, and my teacher is in Pune. So he used to take us to the mountain, and the Shatavari plant is so beautiful that Shatavari, the roots are so pretty. Shata, it's so pretty. And it's a lively plant. It's like by looking at itself, it's like, wow, what a beautiful plant. That kind of expression you can get from the Shatavari. So Shatavari is the second one. Then the third one, what you can use as a best female health in Ayurveda, there are always the female, always remember, I know there are many males here, but in Ayurveda, Raja is like a menstrual cycle. Okay, so Raja means menstrual cycle. So every female goes to, in a specific time of her life, she goes through the menstruation. And that menstruation is a waste of the plasma tissue in the body. Plasma tissue means rasadhatu. So Raja is the waste produced by the plasma tissue. So if a lady has some problems with her menstruation, if a lady has some discomforts with the menstruation, and if the lady has some disturbance, the psychological challenges during the menstruation, physical challenges during the menstruation, or emotional challenges during the menstruation, then this lady can always think of using specific diet and specific lifestyle. Yes, it's very important for all the routines to be followed by the female, because there is a different lifestyle there is a different paricharya. This is the word we use in Ayurveda, paricharya. That means the lifestyle. And when you're menstruating, there is a specific lifestyle you have to use. When you are going through the pregnancy, there is a specific lifestyle. After the delivery, there is a specific lifestyle. During the menopause, there is a specific lifestyle. So there are so many different ways in Ayurveda to heal the female energy, or to heal this feminine energy, with a very beautiful explanations in Ayurvedic texts. So they have given such a beautiful importance, and they have given such a beautiful explanation during each of the time of their lifestyle. During each period of their life, there is a specific way of living, and it is explained in Ayurvedic text that you should do this if you are menstruating, you should do this if you are delivered, you should do this if you are going to premenopause, you must do this if you are going through the menopause. So see, one science has explained everything what is required for the female body, at what stages. Every stage they have given the importance, and every stage they have given the proper lifestyle and proper ways of living life. And being a 21st century modern woman, they are so hard to follow. But make sure if you follow them, you will not suffer with the challenges on your physical level, on your mental level, on your emotional level, as well as on your psychological levels of the body. So, hats off to Ayurveda, and hats off to these rishis, and hats off to our god Dhanesha, Dhanvantari, that we have so much given the abundance of knowledge to use. Not only this 21st century, but they were using it before also. No? They were using this science, the 5,000 plus year time-tested science. Can we say that? It is a time-tested science. So we have all the important thing what is required for this feminine energy or female energy, and they have mentioned it very well. You know what they say? If a female is menstruating, you should eat a very little food. There is a concept in a Vedic culture that home and havan is like a ceremony, auspicious ceremony. They do all this fire ceremony. I think fire ceremony, everybody knows this word, home havan, right? And if you have observed this, that when they're doing this fire ceremony, they use this ghee. Ghee, they put a ghee, not like a bunch of ghee. So they put a small teaspoon of ghee into the fire. This is what they mention, that this type of food is supposed to be eaten by the lady when she is menstruating. There is a word for it, Yavanshu. There is this specific word in Sanskrit that this is also mentioned in Ayurveda. See, if we eat the food, a specific food which can be balancing for our Vata dosha, if we use the food which is nourishing to the feminine aspect, as well as considering this is the west of the body coming, and considering there is a wound inside. Simple logic. Wound in the body. Menstruation. How about this? It's not hard to understand this logic, right? Simple logic that when you have a wound, or when you are suffering, or when there is something coming, the garbage is coming out of the body. How about this? Just simple. Menstruation. Then you have to have a specific lifestyle. And Ayurveda has given this knowledge to the world. Ayurveda has given this knowledge to all the feminine energy. So start practicing it. Start using it. start appreciating it, and start following it. In my practice in the United States, I see that even if we are menstruating, we go to the boot camp and we do the Zumba, and then we do the 15 miles or 30 miles, 30K, 15K races, There is something which is very mismatching to our health and wellness concept. So friends, if you are watching this, and if you know that this is very important to all the females, I have seen in my practice that today's my youngest client who started the menstruation at the age of 8. Previously, the menstruation time was like 14, 16. I still remember, and my mom used to always tell me all these things, And in today's time, this age limit came down. The menstruation age was like, 13, 14, 15, 16 was a common menstruation age for a female, whereas in today's practice, I am seeing in my practice a girl who started the menstruation at the age of 8. So this is the difference. This is where I think we need to understand more, and this is where we need to think 3 times, 5 times more. And this is not the responsibility of the kid, but this is the responsibility of our elders in the family, or this is the responsibility of a mother. This is the responsibility of the elders in the family, that why this is happening, what is the reason, why this is happening to my daughter. We need to understand this, why my daughter is gaining weight, what is the wrong, why she looks like depressed, why she is looking like grumpy, grouchy, silence. There are so many things you can observe in your kid and see what are the things you are doing wrong or we are not doing properly. Make sure you follow the laws of the nature and laws of our physical body. Our physical body has certain laws, and we need to follow these laws to preserve our health, and that is called it as a swasthasya swasthya rakshanam aturasya vikara prashamanam cha. That means preserve the health. So you always remember this. Being a female, we have a huge responsibility, not only about me and myself. That is a very kind of a selfish thing to always think about me. But this is a huge responsibility on the woman's shoulder to guide and pass this knowledge for our next generation, to promote these concepts so that they can take this knowledge and they can preserve this knowledge. Tell our daughters, tell our friends and their mothers, that these are some of the things Ayurveda recommends. Why don't we can practice them? Why don't we can introduce these to our kids? I have some teenagers in my practice. Teenagers means like they are in the 11th and 12th grade. And they are going through the depression, they are going through the anxiety, they are taking some big psychological challenges they have, and they're going through, and that's why their parents brings to Ayurveda that is there anything in Ayurveda? I don't know what is happening. What is the reason? I really don't know. Is there anything in Ayurveda? So in Ayurveda, we do the proper evaluation of the person to understand the person 100%, and then we bring a program for a customized program. That's where we do specific therapies, specific body work, specific herbs, specific diet recommendation, specific healing therapies, and specific yoga, therapeutic yoga. We are not talking about the general yoga, 1,000 poses, not required. at all. We are talking about specific yogas which can help that person during that condition, during that time, and that can be a detox as well as healing as well as rejuvenating yoga for that person. Then we teach specific mantras, specific japas, depending upon the chakra and depending upon the blockages in this at this stage and at these conditions, so in Ayurveda, this is the second one which you need to always think. Follow the paricharya. For paricharya means that specific ways of living life during that time period. Calm down yourself if you are menstruating. Take a rest. There is no need to do running. There is no need to do Zumba. There is no need to go to the gym. There is no need to travel, flight travel and this travel. There is no need if you are going through your cycle. Calm down yourself. Take a rest. When there is a wound, when we have a cut on the body, what do you do? When you have an infection, when you have a cut, then how do you manage that cut? The same logic is inside when you are menstruating. And this is the logic Ayurveda has shared to the world, that follow the paricharya, follow the disciplined lifestyle. And in Ayurveda, we have specific paricharyas for specific time of the journey of our life. And Ayurveda is such a amazing science that they have given importance to every point and every plus and every minus. They have explained in Ayurveda very well. And the third thing I would like to share, another herb when you are suffering with some psychological challenges or emotional disturbances and discomforts or, challenging, because there is always a nervous background, there is always a breakdown, there is always a kind of emotional moment in our life. So there are beautiful herbs in Ayurveda and you can practice them. And one of the best therapy is like the application of oil into your nostril. Application of oil into your nostril. This oil is a siddha oil, or this oil, this grita, or this ghee, medicated ghee, siddha grita, right? Many of you are doctors here. So there are many siddha gritas in Ayurveda that we need to use it when you're going through these challenges in our life, and one of the best one to use it, this is one of the major therapy in Ayurveda, which is under the Panchakarma in Ayurveda. I'm just sharing here a basic what you can do it for yourself, but this is very medicinal concept in Ayurveda. This is one of the major detox out of the 5 karmas on the body. This is one of the one they have introduced into the Panchakarma. That's called it as a Nasya therapy. Nasya means nose and therapy means applications. So the third one is Nasya. Nasya with the specific herbs. And the herbs can be depending upon what is your body type and what is your condition. But I will just give you 1 or 2 names here. Brahmigrita is one of the option you can use, or Ashwagandha oil is another option you can use. But again, it varies from Prakriti to Prakriti and also from the condition to condition. So this is online guidance is a generalized guidance for creating the awareness about Ayurveda, yoga, art of Ayurvedic nutrition, lifestyle changes, offering the therapeutic yoga. This is a general awareness. But if you are looking for certain help and certain condition and certain disease, then reach out to any Ayurvedic doctor in world who is authentic and who has a knowledge and who has practiced and learned Ayurveda as a profession, not as a side certification. Profession. And I will suggest all the ladies today on this International Women's Day that we all are the backbones of our society. We all are the main strong force in our community. So help each other, nourish each other. Nourish, that means psychological nourishment we are talking here. Nourish socially. That means nourish Check it out around you, because COVID has taught us so many things, and there is so much to learn from this disease. I will say bhoot. This is what Ayurveda says. Bhoot, COVID is a kind of a bhoot in Ayurveda, and bhoot means like a ghost, you know. And Bhuta Vidya is mentioned in Ayurveda also. That what is the line of treatment for this Bhuta Vidya in Ayurveda? This, go check it out. You know, we learned a lot. We are suffering a lot. There is so much to learn from this COVID, this virus, the tiny virus which nobody knows, the tiny virus which my eyes cannot even see. Right? There is so much to learn from this virus. So check it out socially. How is your neighbor doing? Who is your neighbor? Are they doing okay? If you don't see them, just check it out. Hey, is everything going okay with you? You know, are you okay? Are you all right? Do you need my help? Check it out. This is, being a woman, this is our huge responsibility, and this is our huge burden on our shoulder to share these practices, this care, this loving nature, and our power for others' growth. You know, every woman, every nari is like a Durga for me. You know, doing 10 things together, 10 hands. You know, every nari is a form of a god. You know, people have always, from the Vedic time itself, you know, we know that Nari was a major part of our community, even from the Vedic time. Gargi, Maitreyi, this is the name I still remember, that they were the great sages, you know. Then we have many people in our community, in our globally, nationally, internationally. There are many women on the earth that they are our idols. And we have these idols in our heart, in our spirit, that let's see how we can bring this in our way of living. They have taught us a lot, you know. Savitribai Phule, Sarojini Naidu, Mahatma Gandhi. Not only the female, there are so many great idols in front of our eyes. Mother Teresa, you know, these are the idols. So, and for me, one of the best idol is Rani Lakshmi Bai. I salute to her. I remember her, and I have a great respect for her. That she has taught us so many things, you know. So wherever you are, you be like a good fighter, good warrior, full of courage, offer the love. You know, these are the signs of a feminine energy: sharing, nurturing, loving, caring. Along with that, the same woman can be a great fighter, a great warrior, and a great leader in the community. And we see so many communities, we have leaders in our communities. So this is our day, and this is our special day. And during this celebration is happening from last few years, 40 years, maybe 40, 60 years, we're celebrating this International Women's Day. But I think women's are always celebrated culturally, even in our, Durga Puja, this Puja, that Puja. So we have always, our community has always praised us. And but there are plus and minus again in that one, that the female is always, got suppressed by many acts and because of certain certain what do you call that certain conditions over India for a longer period of time. Maybe it was better for a woman to be suppressed or preserved by the family members, But now today's woman, you all are the great souls. You all are the powerful women in our community, nationally, internationally, globally. So nurture all these qualities, share all of this, and practice Ayurveda, because your nourishment, your health, your wellness, your physical presence, your emotional presence is a key for the health of the family. If your family is good, doing good, they are doing well, then we are a good part of our community. If our community is good, then our city is good. If all the people around us in our state are good, then our nation is going to be good. And if all the states are doing good, then our nation is great. And if one nation is doing better and great, physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, psychological, social, environmental, see how much responsibility we have, you know? Everything is related with this one soul. Everything is related with this feminine soul, because feminine soul, this feminine is always given a huge responsibility, not only by the community and people around us, but by the God. Yes, we have a power, the power of upbringing the beautiful soul, the power of upbringing the next progeny, the power of upbringing the beautiful next generation. And this is the responsibility the Almighty has given us. This is the huge responsibility what the Supreme has offered us. So always remember, you are supreme, you are strong, you are very, very strong and powerful. So use this as a great tool for your self-care, because you need to have your health first as a priority. And for that health, you need to have some time for yourself. And that is called it as a self-care in Ayurveda. That is called it as a self-love in Ayurveda. And this is self-care is a healing therapy in Ayurveda. Swa Adhyaya comes under the self-care. So self-care is a therapy, and I think every woman has to have this me time or my special time to manage the rest, because everything is depend on this soul, this feminine soul. So take care of yourself, manage your physical health. Whatever I shared with all of you, try to practice them. This is just a small token of Ayurveda healing spa, and as a Ayurvedic consultant, I am very happy to share my Ayurvedic wisdom of yoga and Ayurveda with all of you, that this concept of paricharya is praised by Ayurveda for our health, our wellness, our growth. So remember this, whatever I talked today. Also remember that in Indian culture, you are not allowed to go to the temples when you are going through the menstruation. So that logic I will explain some other time. But there is so much in our culture that we need to just see why and what is the reason. And if we understand this logic, then the science, the Ayurvedic medicine, the science of Ayurveda is beautifully viewed into our day-to-day activities, into our day-to-day life, day-to-day living. So, Ayurveda is a science of life. Ayur means life, Veda means knowledge. And Ayurveda is a science of life, which is a time-tested science, which is a very customized science, which is a very unique science to share what is best for you on your physical level and what are the best ways of your self-healing on your depending upon your body type. That's called it as a Prakriti in Ayurveda. And Ayurveda has given all these tools for you to manage your health physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. So, women of 21st century, I salute all of you that you are doing like 10 things at one time with 10 arms. So I see a Durga in all of you. I see a Devi in all of you. So hats off to you. I will bow with bottom of my heart, from bottom of my heart to all of you on this special International Women's Day occasion. And we are proud to be here to share this beautiful journey of my practice of Ayurveda healing spa. as an Ayurvedic consultant. If you need us, we are here, we are online, as well as we are doing the video conferences, as well as video consultations, as well as phone consultations for your health and wellness. If you need us, we are available. Please visit ayurvedahealingspa.com for the updates, as well as we have upcoming yoga classes, art of Ayurvedic nutrition, so many things coming up for this year. So please stay connected with us and join with us. And yes, I have one special offering to all of you, that I offer a free yoga class. So if you're interested, contact us or register on ayurvedahealingspa.com, or you can follow me on Ayurveda Healing Spa Facebook page or Aruna Patki Facebook page. There are many times the links available to register for our online classes. I hope you enjoyed your special time with me, and I enjoyed my special time with all of you on the celebration of International Women's Day. Namaste. I will take a leave. Thank you so much for coming again on Ayurveda Healing Spa. Thank you Megha ji, Avantika ji, Bela ji, Rashmi ji, Ravi ji, Mani ji, Istavan ji, Priyanku ji, Abhi ji, Bhavna ji, Aruna ji, Shiguri ji, Claudia, Dheeraj, Vishwanath, and Claudia. Thank you once again for coming on Ayurveda Healing Spa. This is Aruna Patki, Ayurvedic doctor, live from United States of America. Namaste.